Hello, space birds! It's me, Aerolux and Aviaries, back again to talk to you guys. It's been a long time since I've done an analysis video, and honestly, this isn't an analysis video. This is a completely unscripted rant. Don't worry though, I will edit it. Oh boy, I'm excited about this. So, this rant is going to be about all the new Marvel projects that are going to be coming up, like with the new TV shows coming out, and mostly it's about the new Avengers, because there is a huge new team being assembled, and I'm super excited about it, but I'm also have such strong feelings about it, they cannot mess it up, because it's going to be very easy to mess up in the same way that they kind of messed up the last one. I'm not saying the last Avengers were bad. I love them all with my whole heart, but they could be better, and I want them to do better by the new Avengers. Okay, it is late. I should probably be sleeping, but that's what makes these rants better, isn't it? Yeah, okay, but before we jump into it, we have a couple people who asked for, shout-outs. And, I haven't been talking, in a lot of the videos. I've just been sort of, editing and stuff, so this is a video where I'm gonna, give shout-outs. First shout-out is to Purple Cat, sparkle emoji, purple heart emoji, because they asked me to give a shout-out nicely, so I decided, why not? So, Purple Cat, if you're watching, hi. Okay, great. My second shout-out is for Alana, yellow heart emoji. And, they asked me to give them a shout out, and they were also really nice to me when I spoke Spanish, because usted es de Costa Rica. So, yes, those are some people that asked me to do shout outs, so I'm giving them to them. Yeah, this is a completely unscripted rant. I am just going off the rails here. I have no idea what I'm gonna say, but I'm gonna say something. Alright! Now let's get into the new Avengers and all the Phase 4 craziness and my strong feelings about all of it. Okay, here we go. Let's start with the new Avengers. Now, I bet you guys are wondering what problem I had with the original Avengers team. Once again, I love every single one of the characters in the original Avengers, and I just think it was a really amazing thing that they created with the MCU, and an amazing group of heroes, and just a wonderful story that brings people together and makes us feel like we are heroes because we're seeing these people who are real people saving the world, and it's just this whole world that they've built, so that's amazing. But there's one thing that makes me sad about the MCU, is that in the comics, I'm assuming I haven't read the comics, I've also watched some cartoons, the Avengers are kind of supposed to be, friends. Like, I think they might be supposed to be, enjoying each other's company, and, not actually, fighting each other every 2 seconds, which, yeah, I mean, infighting, I guess, is interesting, maybe to some people, and it's, interesting to have, a trope of, Civil War is a big thing, of course, Civil War needs to happen, I understand that, it's about bringing more characters into the MCU and all that stuff, blah, 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 but I feel like there was a disconnect with the team in which they were always constantly fighting each other, they were never helping each other out, they only came together because they had to in some situations, and I just didn't feel like they were a family as much as they could have been. There was a huge potential for these superpowered pals to come together and be a big, happy family for at least a short time, which is what I think we all wanted, and we all probably wrote about, maybe just me, anyway. But we didn't get, because they were just fighting each other every 2 seconds. We only got 2 Avengers movies in which they were all together and okay. An Endgame happened, but that happened also to me, and it hurt my soul and my heart and my body and my mind and my mental state, and I already mentioned that, but I am very wrecked from Endgame. So, it's okay for them to wreck us, but I feel like there could have been a little bit of more found family trope in the MCU, personally. I don't know about all you guys, but I definitely feel like there could have been some more, I don't know, they could have at least liked each other. That's something that is good for a team. Oh my god. We're back. All I'm saying is, the Avengers could have at least liked each other, and so that's why I'm saying there's hope for the new Avengers. So, with the new Captain America, Falcon as Captain America, the Winter Soldier, we've got Scarlet Witch, Doctor Strange, Captain Marvel, all these characters who could be in the new Avengers together as a team. I want to see them united. I want to see them enjoying saving the world together and not trying to tear each other apart every 2 minutes. I don't know. That's just something that I feel very strongly about, and I don't want them to mess up this time. I probably could have written out a great script for this, but I didn't want to. So, there you go. Alright, next on the list, we're going to go through all of the next, Phase 5, far, whatever, timeline of the MCU. Now, I have it up here, and I'm probably going to put it up somewhere on the screen, but here we go. Okay, we're on What If. What If came out. Something I have to say about that, I want Spider-Gwen to be on there, and I want to be cast as Spider-Gwen. As you can see, I'm kind of building up a audition in my YouTube channel for me as Spider-Gwen because I really want to be a part of the MCU, but that's another thing entirely. Yeah, anyway, Spider-Gwen. I want her to be in What If, and I want to be her. There we go. Moving on. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Yes. Okay? Yes. This I am very excited about because the 10 rings were just kind of like barely vaguely mentioned in like Iron Man 1, and then they were just kind of like, they're gone. And I honestly do not know very much about them in the comics because I haven't read them, but I feel like there's a lot of potential there for a really great story, superhero, all that stuff. Super excited for 10 Rings, Shang-Chi. Heck yeah, that's gonna be a really good addition to the MCU. Yes. Eternals! I have no clue who the Eternals are. I am not one to be commenting on this. I just realized I have no authority in this field because I have not read many comics. All I've done is watched like half of a TV show and the entire MCU so far. Well, I've watched the entire MCU so far because it makes me somewhat qualified. I may just cut this part out. But anyway, Eternals. This could be interesting. I watched the trailer. It looks fun and also kind of amazing visually, so that's something I'm excited about. Okay, this next one I actually have a really strong opinion about. Ms. Marvel, or the Marvels. Now, I've watched quite a few TV shows, a couple TV shows with Ms. Marvel as a character in them, and I think she has excellent potential, and I'll tell you why. Okay. SpiderMan character trope. So, I'm not going to try to say that there haven't been female superheroes, because there have, obviously. There hasn't really been the female superhero trope done in the way that I believe it needs to be done, where the female superhero is someone relatable for kids and teenagers who's actually going around doing heroing business, like Spider-Man, you know, fighting villains, fighting criminals, going around trying to make their own way, doing the whole hero's journey deal, and you know, as a female character, because I want that character. I want, you know, the Spider-Man, the Batman, the Superman, the whoever, that kind of a classic superhero, not in the middle of, like, a space war, I mean, that's cool. Not in the middle of, like, the rest of the Avengers having drama, not the boyfriend of a synthezoid. I have problems with that, but I'll talk about it later. I want a relatable female superhero who's, you know, a teenager, or, yeah, just going around doing superhero stuff and having a character development who's a human, you know? How hard is that? How much is that to ask for? That's not very much to ask for, but there hasn't been a lot of that. Ms. Marvel, I believe, is an amazing opportunity to show a relatable female superhero teenager that kids can get behind, and I, for one, am really excited about that, but they better do it right. Now, Ms. Marvel idolizes Captain Marvel. Maybe Captain Marvel can be brought into it. I know there's a video where it was announced as the Marvels. Maybe it could be like a Spider-Man Homecoming thing where she looks up to her, like in, like with Iron Man and Spider-Man. They could be the new, you know, mentor-mentee duo, and I'm super excited about something like that. I just want them to do it right. I want them to make Ms. Marvel a relatable teenager who we can get behind. I think that would be really good. Also, another thing about Ms. Marvel. Inhumans. Are they gonna bring Inhumans to the MCU? Because we've already brought mutants into the MCU without actually bringing mutants into the MCU, kind of being like, oh, we've got Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, but we kind of, you know, explained it away by saying, oh, haha, they got experimented on with the Mind Stone, and oh, wait, Scarlet Witch is way too powerful. She also was a witch beforehand, which is a new thing that I just made up. Not criticizing the writing here, it's interesting, but are we going to bring Inhumans into the MCU, just like open the floodgates to all the Inhumans? Or are we just gonna be like, oh yeah, Kamala Khan just got her superpowers by, you know, falling into a pit of radioactive something. Like, what are they gonna do with that? I don't know. Spider-Man No Way Home. Someone said there would be, the actors from the original Spider-Mans, Spider-Man, Spider people, Spider-Mans, Spooderman, and Spider in that movie, and I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know how to feel about that, because I do believe we deserve a continuation of Tom Holland, Peter Parker, Spider-Man, because he's a great Spider-Man, great and relatable, and cool, and I think we deserve to see more of that. But are we gonna really open up the multiverse in this one? Okay. Center ourselves. Hawkeye. Can we please respect Hawkeye? 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 All I ask is for some Hawkeye respect, okay? I want some respect for Hawkeye. Thank you, please. That's going to be very fun. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be great. And also, Kate Bishop, I think is the name of the other Hawkeye, which I think is cool, and I don't really know much about her. Again, I'm the least qualified person to be doing this video, but I have a lot to say. But I'm really excited to see that, like a team up, like, that we all deserve. Heck yeah. I want respect for Hawkeye, meaning a lot of people made fun of him back in the original Avengers, because like, what can he do, shoot arrows? And I want this TV show to be a sort of, like, proving that wrong. I want this TV show to be a subversion of that. I want this TV show to prove that Hawkeye is powerful, he's his own character, he can actually do things. I mean, Endgame, he was important, but I'm really excited to see a whole thing revolving around him. I want to see a story from his perspective, and I feel like that would be awesome. Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. Funny story about this, guys. A while back, when I first got this movie was announced, I wrote a letter to who I thought was going to be the director at the time. It had been announced that Sam Raimi, the director of the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, you know, the Spider-Man who's like, that Spider-Man, that director might be directing the next Doctor Strange. And, I don't want to say I don't want it to happen, but I didn't know how to feel about that, because a lot of the movies I've seen by Sam Raimi have been, well, how do I put this lightly, sexist? And I heard Scarlet Witch was going to be incorporated in it, so I was like, oh no! They're going to disrespect Wanda! They're going to make it, it's gonna be bad! So I wrote to Sam Raimi. I don't know how I got his address. I actually printed out a letter, and I sent it to some address, some studio, whatever. And I said, hey, I like your movies, but I just want to let you know I'm excited about Doctor Strange. I'm a Marvel fan, but I really think we have an opportunity to show some strong, relatable, well-written female characters in these next Marvel movies, and you could make this happen. If you could do that, that'd be great. He never really responded, but at least that's a thing that I did, and that basically sums up how I feel about Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness. I want to see some cool stuff. I mean, yes, multiverse, we're going to deal with the whole multiversal war. I'm probably introduce Kang, blah, 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 blah. I mean, one of the Kang variants. I know we've already seen Kang. Please don't get on me about that. But yeah, I feel like this could be an opportunity. I'm scared about the female character in this. I'm scared about Wanda. I really hope she's respected. Oh yeah, another thing. An upside to Sam Raimi directing this one is that there was going to be another director, and he was going to make it, like, scary. And I was like, that's interesting, that might be cool. But I know Sam Raimi is good at fun and crazy and somewhat comedic, and I feel like that would fit with the Doctor Strange vibe. Like, I don't know why, but that cloak, with the Sam Raimi movie, I feel like we could get a really good, like, appearance from the cloak, and I feel like that would be awesome. So yeah, that's a good thing to come out of it. Yeah, Doctor Strange. Okay, what's next? Thor, Love and Thunder. Space, lesbians, space, lesbians, space, lesbians, lesbians in space. Ah! Okay. After Endgame came out, remember that? Remember after Endgame came out and we all died? Okay, after that Endgame, when Valkyrie was made the king of Asgard, there was a bunch of, like, you know, the early announcements for this stuff, and Thor, Love and Thunder was on it. And I heard something about Natalie Portman, you know, doing Jane Foster becoming Thor sort of a thing. And I'm really excited about that. And I also heard something about, I don't know, some whisperings about Natalie Portman as Thor and Tessa Thompson as Valkyrie. I don't know, maybe becoming king and queen of Asgard or something like that. I don't know. I just heard something like that. And I was like, it better happen. Okay, that's all I'm saying. It's Taika Waititi. It's Taika Waititi. And him, I trust with all superheroes, okay? I am so excited about this one. I don't know the chances of getting space lesbians, but I want it so bad, and I hate to be saying this, but even if I don't get space lesbians, I feel like it's gonna be awesome. There, said it. At least I can see Natalie Portman as Thor, and oh boy! Anyway, on to the next one. Black Panther. I don't know what they're gonna do with Black Panther. I'm really, really worried. How do you even begin to... Okay, how do you make a Black Panther movie without the Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman? I don't know what's gonna happen, and now I'm sad, cause seriously, what do you do with that? I read somewhere or heard somewhere that Shuri, Black Panther's sister, becomes Black Panther sometimes. By read somewhere, I mean read in the singular comic that I own. That Shuri becomes Black Panther when T'Challa is not around. And I thought maybe Shuri could take up the mantle of Black Panther. Maybe that could be something that happens. And I honestly have no idea how they're gonna frame this, but I'm excited. The Marvels, there it is, yes! Kamala Khan and Carol Danvers as Ms. Marvel and Captain Marvel. I'm super excited. I want to see some relatable characters. I want to see a really good, you know, parent-kid relationship kind of a thing. I'm so excited about this. I love Captain Marvel, and I just think that this has so much potential. I already mentioned this, but okay. The Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. It's Guardians of the Galaxy. I freaking love Guardians of the Galaxy, man. Yeah, I mean, holiday? What the frick do you mean holiday? It's red and green. Is it, like, do you mean Christmas? Like, they're in space. I don't know how this is going to work. I honestly don't. I am so baffled. If you came to this video for information, this was not a good video to come to because I have no information. I have no clue. I just have a lot of things to say. SheHulk. This is where I feel another rant coming on. This one, I have a lot of things to say about. Okay, so I did the research, and by did the research, I mean Googled SheHulk from the comics, and when I did, I got very, very, very concerned. It's because of this. The Hulk. The Hulk's whole thing is that he's this nerdy, scrawny scientist who gets injected with radioactivity, whatever, and he turns into this huge, not human, sort of crazy, raging monster who's this big tank who can just destroy things. Its whole thing is Hulk smash! Like, he's huge and big and in your face. Well, Bruce Banner is small. He's not that type at all. And so, you know, that's believable. We get this skinny scientist guy turning into this big, huge monster thing. That's awesome. Okay, I looked up SheHulk. Some of it was just literally a human-sized woman painted green. And that almost made me Hulk out. Because the Hulk's whole thing is that the Hulk is a bigger being than a human. And I have a feeling, I have a really awful feeling of dread deep down in here that they're going to make SheHulk a human-sized woman who's not big and bulky and muscly because of sexism, and that's just stupid. Because, like, the Hulk's whole thing is that it's, like, sci-fi. It's magic, basically, muscles, okay? It's nothing to do with body type. Bruce Banner is a skinny guy, okay? I don't want any of this BS that, oh, women sometimes have less muscle mass than men. This is a sci-fi thing! Even though women can get as much muscle mass as they want to, and that's cool. I mean, although it's sometimes a little bit harder. I mean, not women, sorry. Shouldn't have said that. People who have estrogen instead of testosterone. It's sometimes harder unless they take testosterone to build up muscles. And, like, but that doesn't matter here! This is the Hulk we're talking about. So, if I get a SheHulk that's any smaller than the huge, raging, hulking, muscly monster that we deserve, I'm going to smash something! I'm going to be very angry, and I'm going to be very upset, and I think that it's not too late. I think that now we can do things about this. We can maybe petition, we can post on Twitter, we can make a frickin' change.org petition saying, make SheHulk as big and as muscly as Hulk, because there's no reason not to, because this is what we deserve. We deserve a big, muscly, hulking, crazy monster SheHulk. And if I get any less than that, again, we need to do something about this. This needs to be done. Anyway, Moon Knight. Okay, I'm coolio. I mean, I don't know much about Moon Knight other than I've seen some, like, random comic panels, and I've, like, you know, watched an episode of a cartoon TV show where he was on there, and I don't know, he looks like a really interesting character. Another thing I saw some rumors that Oscar Isaac would be playing Moon Knight, and getting Oscar Isaac in the MCU would be killer, because he's awesome. And, I'm really excited about that. Another thing I saw about Moon Knight is that, like, it's, like, gonna be maybe a darker movie, and I saw another thing that it might fill in the gap of that, like, 5-year dark sort of, like, impending doom, the snap, gap in the timeline that the MCU has, and I'm excited about that too. I don't know what to say. This sounds like something really cool. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. Heck yeah, Ant-Man and the Wasp. And maybe we'll get Cassie as a new superhero. I don't know, the Stinger or something. Like, what would her superhero name be? I don't know. I think she's probably already existing. I don't really know. But yeah, that's something cool that could happen. Alright. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. They better have a good mixtape on this. Just saying, I heard Thor would be involved. Heck yeah! Thor involved in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3? Awesome! As Guardians of the Galaxy, back together! Something about, I don't know, getting Gamora or whatever? Nice. Next up, I feel another rant coming on. Fantastic Four. Okay. I'm gonna preface this rant by saying I have not seen any of the Fantastic Four movies. I've only, you know, heard about them. But, from what I can tell, they are, especially the earlier ones with Chris Evans, they are quite sexist with their gender roles. And I do not appreciate sexism in superhero movies. We all know how I feel about this, and if you don't know how I feel about this, get with the program. Sexism doesn't belong in my superhero movies. Get it out! Fantastic Four has been done twice already. Why are we trying to do it again? It's going to take a really, really feminist writer to write a good Fantastic Four movie, and I'll tell you why. I told you this is the only comic I owned. That's not entirely true. I lied. I'm sorry. It's not really true. I got this stack of little printouts of old SpiderMan comics once, because, like, I don't know, they were, like, in the newspaper or whatever, and I was like, oh, check these out. Like, I don't know, some relative had them or whatever. And I saw the Fantastic Four featured in one of them, and I was like, sick, I'll, like, take a look at this. Yeah, I saw why the Fantastic Four movies had sexism in there, and it's because it's from the freaking comics. Okay, I looked at them, and I was like, wow, this is where they got it from. Like, the invisible, shieldy girl was being all like, look at me, I'm a girl, and being a girl means that I'm automatically attracted to every single guy that I talk to, including Spider-Man, and that means that, you know, I'm just sort of, you know, have girl traits. I mean, I just saw some of that, and maybe I'm being too critical. Maybe this is one of the old comics, maybe they're better in other editions, maybe they're better now. I really, really want some good writing in this, and by good writing, I mean no gender roles. Please get the gender roles out of my superhero movies. I want this to be a good movie, and it can't be a good movie if it has gender roles in it. Alright, Blade. Okay, Blade, wasn't that guy that vampire hunter? Okay, fun story. I saw one of the original movies of that vampire hunter guy. I might be wrong. Hold on, let me Google this real quick. Blade movie. Vampires. Yeah, vampire hunting guy. Okay, Blade. All right, here we go. Okay, Blade. I saw one of the original movies of the vampire hunting guy, and it was wild. It was super cool. It was like gory and crazy and violent and awesome. And I really it was just, again, like, you know, the usual old action movie sexism and stuff. But, you know, I forgive that sometimes in old action movies. And new ones, I have no pity. But in the old ones, I forgive that because that's just what was going on at the time, and we can improve. I'm really excited about this. Also, another thing, are we gonna bring vampires in the MCU? Is that a thing that's gonna happen? Because I'm super excited about that. Heck yeah, vampires in the MCU. Like, dude, that's awesome. Vampires were a huge thing in Avengers Assemble, which is, like, again, the TV show that I keep referencing, which is the reason I know some of this stuff. It's gonna be super awesome. I can't wait to see Blade, like, rebooted and done, like, cool and probably PG-13. I don't know how they're gonna do that since, you know, the original Blade movie was more gory than Deadpool, but yeah, I'm super excited about this. Next one, Secret Invasion, Secret Wars. This one's gonna be about the Skrulls, I'm pretty sure. And, I'm excited to see where they go with this, because I heard in the comics the Skrulls were evil villains who, you know, infiltrated and turned into the, you know, copies of the Avengers and did that whole imposter sort of a thing. It's gonna be interesting to see how they do this with the Skrulls as the good guys. Maybe it's gonna be them, like, searching for their home on another planet or something like that. Like, I'm super excited to see this. Gonna be interesting. Ironheart! Riri Williams! I am so excited about this. Dude, Riri Williams! Oh my god, I saw an animated TV show with Riri Williams featured into it, and honestly, that concept is so awesome. A teenage girl becoming Iron Man, how cool is that? I'm so excited for this. A black girl as Iron Man would be freaking awesome. This is, this is another opportunity for a relatable female superhero who's doing cool superhero stuff. Super excited about that. Armor Wars. I think this one's gonna be, I'm not sure. I think this one's gonna be about Rhodey, which is cool because he needs his own thing because he's like the only one of the only functional members of the Avengers, and that's awesome. Like, seriously, he knows how to deal with things. He's one of the only people who has his, like, shitauri together. He knows he is, again, he's functional. And I'm really excited to see a movie centering around him, like, from his perspective, because it's always about, like, Iron Man's, like, you know, angsting out, and he's just like, oh, for goodness sakes. But for once, we're gonna see him, like, building his own character development, and I'm super excited about that. It's gonna be cool. What does this say? I am Groot? Is that a real thing? I mean, sure. I love Groot. I love Guardians of the Galaxy. Heck yeah, let's go with it. Let's go with that. Next, Captain America 4. What can I say? Heck yeah. I love Falcon as Captain America. He's super cool. He had a super cool story with Bucky, and I'm really interested to see where this is going. Maybe he's gonna lead the new Avengers. Maybe he's gonna lead the new Avengers with Captain Marvel. Maybe the new Avengers will actually like each other. Don't you like it, how I brought that back around? Don't you like it how I kind of went full circle with that thing? Isn't that kind of cool? Isn't that kind of awesome? I should be asleep, I think. I should probably be sleeping. But, there it is! There is my big, long, unscripted rant about the entire next phase of the MCU and the new Avengers. I hope you guys enjoyed it at least a little bit, because I sure did. I love yelling about stuff. I especially love yelling about superheroes in Marvel, because that's what I love. And, again, you know, the reason I love to rant about these things, and the reason that these things make me the most mad more than anything when they get them wrong, is that Marvel is so good in some ways, and I just really want to see it continue to be good and not mess up, not be sexist. I want to see it live up to its full potential and continue being as cool as it is. In conclusion, this lineup looks really good really interesting, really exciting. I absolutely cannot wait for these new movies to come out, carry out the MCU legacy. I am really excited for it. I hope you guys are all excited for it as well. Comment if you want about what movie or TV show you're most excited about in this next phase. Thank you so much. I will see you next Thursday or whenever. Laters.